Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, Lost Legends TV. We are Rated MC, and I'm Ray.
I'm Josh.
We're here to rant about episode 4 of I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Notice to see Ray said rant, not review. It's just ridiculous. It's hard to explain without going into as much detail as we normally do. So if we're just going to go into a bunch of detail, if you're watching this, you know what we do. This is how it goes. First thing that we both said, because we did not watch this together, we've watched most of the other ones together. The first thing we said to each other was, it's too sexual. There's so much sex in the first 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah. Well, probably like good 20-25 because it starts off strong as fuck, which is a storyline, and then they just throw in some extra bullshit, and then they just have like these camera angle shots that's just overly sexualized. It's just not needed on characters that are not sexual.
It's not even the fact that there is sex in it, because like I told him, there's one part, like if they had just done that part and then skipped the rest of it, it's not that bad. First thing you see is Margot getting fucked. She's getting choked. Because apparently she's in that. You see her titties. And then you see Lennon is on top of her. And Lennon, starts fingering her and shit. And it cuts to a different thing. It cuts to the sheriff who is talking on the phone about trying to find somebody.
Oh, yeah.
And she's getting eaten out by Bruce. It's like, what? And then they're talking about this 5K run that they do where everyone is naked. Now, I didn't catch that at first. Maybe because this whole scene threw me off. Because, for one, he's eating her out on the phone. Hangs up the phone, and he starts talking to her about Kelly. And she's like, why don't you just let me do my job? Or because they were talking about Kelly on the phone. He's like, all right, well, you might want to get back to it. He just gets up to fucking leave. He got pissed. And then Courtney's there. And all she says is, it's Monday.
She's done that every episode. It's Thursday. Oh, it's Tuesday. It's Thursday now. Or it's Monday, whatever. So we ranted a lot on our last review about episode 3, about the cliffhanger of how the fuck this could play into the story. And we got our answer within the first 10-15 minutes of the show.
Which I skipped past, but I want to let Ray talk about it.
It's OnlyFans. But I'm not going to play it up for you. It's just OnlyFans. Lennon and Margot both made a little bit of money off of sex videos.
Mm-hmm. By the way, there's a lot of flashbacks in this to different things that happened either that night or other nights. Some of it was explaining shit, which was fine, but some of it was just, why the fuck do we have that?
It's every episode of flashbacks. This must have been a long ass fucking night. I'll give credit where credit's due. I didn't see it coming in like that. Do I think it contributes to the fucking story? No.
You know the OnlyFans thing?
Yeah, the OnlyFans thing. Which explains why there is a video of Lennon fucking Dylan. The fake Lennon, Allison, got the video.
The reason there was a thing about a password on it is because there was a password to get onto her OnlyFans. It's literally just a bunch of videos of her fucking different people.
One thing I didn't understand too was we discussed these things before we filmed. Mm-hmm. One thing I forgot to mention was this happened a year ago, right?
Yep.
Everybody else is just now finding out that she has an OnlyFans account.
Very
I consider
odd.
that just extremely odd, or just a big ass continuity error.
Riley's trying to find Dylan, and she runs into his mom, who is butt ass fucking naked.
Word.
100% naked with body paint and everything on her. They hug or whatever, and then Dylan comes out Mom, could you put some clothes on? No, it's the nature run or whatever. And literally, you get this shot of a good shot of at least 10 to 15 to 20 people in just this one section, as naked as you possibly could fucking be. And I don't mind some nudity. I don't. No. We talked about it in the first episode. I wasn't expecting to see a dude's dick. And not even if the fact of actually seeing a dude's dick. It's a TV show, and it was rated 16 plus, but I wasn't expecting full frontal male nudity or even full frontal female nudity.
Yeah, this has it all.
Because we got it all.
And don't take this the wrong way. I mean, we're not explaining this way to bash nudists and their beliefs.
No.
We're doing this because we solely believe that this episode is overly sexualized.
It's
and we're explaining
too much.
It goes past this. It goes to OnlyFans, the nudist run. Very shortly after this, like you said, Riley's walking into the restaurant, and it's just zoomed in on her ass. Mm-hmm. Walking into the doors, why? For
also,
one, Riley's not even that kind of person.
Yeah. Also, they found the head. The sheriff found Johnny's head. And that dude, what is his fucking name? Deputy. Dave.
I don't know if I ever knew his name.
Dave, he's fucking annoying as shit. Like, it's not annoying. It's like they put him in there specifically for him to be a red herring, and now he's extra about his job. There's sexual talk. Like, they're talking about, like, oh, well, Kelly was fucking Dale. Dale's the one who died in the last episode. Maybe that's why she got him to kill Johnny and what's his name. Then she killed Dale. And that's fine, but we're talking about this sexual relation to them now. Later on, there's a fucking interview, and they're talking about sex and that. Yeah. It's a lot of fucking sexual talk.
It's like the writers of this went, oh my God, guys, I had an epiphany. What? You know what we're missing? What? Sex.
Dude, we're fucking four episodes in, and we haven't done it. Like, dude, it's so fucking much. There's a lot of different things that happen in it. Like,
it's not important.
It's not. Yeah. Riley and Dylan go to a fucking restaurant. Okay, cool. They have a conversation where Dylan is oblivious. He thinks that Allison is leaving him a note by putting her jacket, which, again, we know it's fucking linen. He doesn't. That's fine. Leaving her jacket on one of his Salt Lick things in his yard, which is something that happened whenever they ran into his naked mom. He's leaving out the fact that if Allison is trying to kill everyone, which he said she wanted to kill me, he said if she wanted to kill me, she could have done it. She still killed your friend, like murdered him, and the coach had nothing to do with that. If best case scenario is she's murdering all your friends to get to you, to be in a relationship with you, that's some psycho shit. You don't want that, and he's not listening to it. And Riley's obviously pining over this motherfucker, and he's not going to go after her because he's fucking head over heels for Allison, who's dead in his mind. And Riley's just trying to do whatever she can to be around him. At one point, she can't find him, and she leaves and goes looking for him. Mm-hmm. Which is the stupidest thing she's done in the whole show.
I think shortly after that, the annoying-ass cop meets with Lila.
We might as well just go ahead and get into it.
We'll get into it, so...
Oh, because she was in her fucking shed. She was getting text from Allison. Like, saw something in the mirror, and then they said something about, go, meet me here. So she's gonna go to the beach, and she, like, thought she saw something.
Like, out in the distance in the water.
The fucking nature run runs through the woods towards the beach.
Dicks flopping, dicks flopping. And for some reason, they just pull Lennon in the water.
And that's another thing I talked about. Is like, if we're all running butt-ass naked, it doesn't, running in general, and we run into somebody, I'm not carrying this person with me. They carry
Who's
her
fully clothed.
Yeah, they carry her off the beach into the water.
There was this point, like the small point in the scene where it's almost like they was holding her down because like she couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
And then when she rises up, they're like fucking 20 feet away. She relaxes. She floats in the water. They have this aerial view of her floating, and you see like what almost was like her reflection in the water, but it's not, because Allison rises ashore. It's her fucking dead body.
Well, Lennon's dead body.
Yeah, the real Lennon's dead body. She freaks the fuck out. She alerts people. They alert the authorities. And now they got to set the fucking funeral.
Dad gets in his car after this, after they've had this conversation with Lila about finding the body and all this stuff. He gets in his car and he has this ridiculous ass freak out. In a way, I can understand it because I get it. You know, it's your daughter's dead and everything. But for one, you knew she died a year ago.
Yeah.
Two, you made your other daughter pretend to be this new daughter and made her stay on, like, point with this shit. He freaks out in his car. He's hitting everything. So he goes to see somebody. We don't know who he's going to see when he's driving. Half expected him to be in a fucking black truck. Honest to God, I did. Tell him who he went to see. Tell him about this
he went to see
shit.
Carla. Or was it Clara?
I think it's Carla. Clara. Let's just say Clara.
Clara, Carla, one of the two. The person who's been just odd in scenes throughout this whole fucking TV series.
Who hasn't said anything through 4 episodes, or through 3 episodes, full episodes.
Evidently, Bruce already knew what the fuck was up. They had this conversation. How long have you had her? About a year. And I guess Carla does this thing with dead bodies. Like, she prepares them for a proper crossover in the next life. But she couldn't do it right, so she just released her back into the fucking water.
She said she wasn't the right one for something. And it's just so fucking odd. Like, if you knew this is what she was doing, it was a stupid-ass conversation.
It don't make sense because it went sour.
Yeah.
And then Bruce is like, do not fuck with my daughter. He says something along the lines of, I've protected you a long time, Carla. And then he goes walk out, and she's like, well, Bruce, I protected you a long time too. So he stops for a second and just walks out the door. And that's all the clarification you get. Like, what the fuck are they talking about? Have y'all done this before?
Yeah. There's another point at the funeral where he sees her walking up. He says, "I'll be right back," to Allison, who's standing on the beach, greeting people for the funeral and everything. They're doing a traditional, I want to say traditional Hawaiian funeral. I'm not going to say it's traditional. I don't know why I said that. But it's different than any type of funeral that you might be used to in the continental states.
Yeah.
And he walks off, and then there's no fucking clarification of what happened there. The next time you see him, he pops up in the fucking restaurant when Margot and fucking Allison are talking.
Before this, there was this autopsy scene where this fucking deputy's like looking at this wall, and he's got all these fucking dots connected with the OnlyFans and Allison's, like shit with Dale. How this connects like Bitcoin transactions between Dale's phones and shit and bank accounts. And he's talking to like this fucking 6-year-old kid.
Because the sheriff was talking to Kelly. So he was talking to her son.
Okay. And that's it. It never went anywhere.
You could disagree, because I know we kind of talked about this, but they show one of the flashbacks, and it's when Margot walked in on, like after Dylan and Lennon had sex. So she tells Dylan to go. Not only do you find out, for one, Lennon recorded this to get back at Allison, just to fuck her over. Not only did she fuck the only person she loved, took his virginity, she also had sex with him on camera in Margot's bed.
Yeah.
Turns out, Margot had feelings for Lennon. That's why, like, every episode she's been like, I can't stand to lose you. But, like, it's every episode. It's like we gotta go deeper and deeper into how fucking shitty she is.
But we don't need that.
We don't.
You're just wasting screen time.
We were talking about, like, how, like, I talked about how in the last episode, Margot didn't do anything social media related.
Right.
In this one, she starts off doing it, but she's crying. She's fighting tears. So she didn't want to do it. Her mom made her do this one. So I was like, okay, that's fine. Bray also pointed out at the funeral, she, like, did a live video at the funeral, and it was just, it was very distasteful. And at the end of it, like, she's, like, in the restaurant eating cake, where she's not supposed to be doing it for her diet. Allison comes in there and apologizes to her as if being Lennon. Margot is so slipped in her feelings. Because, and again, she thinks this is Lennon. She kisses her. And then Allison doesn't, like, push away or nothing. They just stop kissing for a second. And then she pulls back in and she starts making out with Margot. And that's fine. I have no problem with that. She's never shown any interest in Margot. So unless it was just the fact that Margot kissed her and she just got swept in the moment. Like, how shitty Courtney is as a person. This funeral shit is going on, and she is just like legit, just like, I don't give a fuck. They're not even paying me extra for this.
She asked Riley for drugs.
Yeah.
Like, take care of me, baby. Do me a solid.
Imagine asking your kid that shit? Like, God.
And she did too. I mean,
you get to the end of the episode.
I know we're jumping a lot, but that was basically the whole episode besides this ending here.
And about, like, other little insignificant parts. There was nothing like,
other than that,
Bruce, like, oh, we needed it.
Other than that, Bruce walked in on Margot and Lennon making out.
Yeah.
And it's time for his funeral, and they go. Everybody's saying their goodbyes. And for y'all who don't know, some places do this. I know other countries across seas do this, but they do this as well. They have a term for it. It's illegal in most United States, but not all. I was just reading about this the other day, but they put you on a raft, they burn you, they set you out to sea. Or the alternative to that, they set you on a raft and set you out to sea, and they light fire balloons in the air.
Yeah.
Lynn is burning in the water, and all of a sudden you hear this scream. I guess it's Courtney screaming.
Well, you got to read that they got all the text and everything.
Yeah, they got this text, I'm still here. I guess that was Courtney screaming, I imagine, because she was at the restaurant still working. You find that the cop, the annoying cop we keep talking about, got his fucking neck fucking gutted. And then the old man, what's his name? Harold. And I really liked Harold. Is dead in the bathroom on the toilet.
It looked like he got shot. Maybe stabbed in the head. Like, there's a hole in his head.
But either way, they get the text, I'm still here, and the episode goes off. Now, my problem with that is this is completely against the MO of the killer now. So we know for a fact that it's not the real Lennon killing people. Just because this bitch is dead, burning in the water right now.
Unless they're doing some bullshit like fake out thing, which would make zero sense.
Unless they found like a fucking doppelganger who just looked like Lennon in
town. She knows a guy who can get a body that look like her.
They're so set on it not being Lennon. If it's somebody else, why are they killing other people now?
The only reason I can think that he killed the cop was because he figured it out. Because he was working out the idea, so maybe he figured it out.
And maybe Harold was just at the wrong place at the wrong time.
I don't like Harold dying. The one thing I will at least give this show, even though we do not see these kills happen. The kills are at least different than what we usually would see in the I Know What You Did Last Summer.
The simple hook kills.
The simple hook kills or whatever. Like, you got a throat slash, you got a motherfucker who got fucking, I guess, drowned in fucking blue crush. You got the weight smash in the face, the decapitation with a fucking scythe. Even if Harold got stabbed in the fucking head, that's a pretty damn nice kill.
Yeah.
Like, cause like it was
even if it's off screen, it's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm saying, like, the kills, I'll give it that. The people who are acting in this show, I do not think that they are bad actors.
They're just in a bad show.
They're in a bad show. And it's the plot, it's the pacing, it's just like so many goddamn plot holes.
The only thing I really, really liked about this, and it surprised me because as far as the Allison Lennon character goes, I'm kind of wishy-washy about it. Like, some scenes she's really good, some scenes she's just fucking dumbass.
Yeah.
But there's a scene before the funeral where Dylan goes and says his goodbye to Allison, the real Lennon. Another weird thing, Lennon asks, how long have you known? For a while. So apparently he knew that she's been gone. But in that moment, she had a choice. She could either tell him the truth at that point, which I believe Dylan would take to the grave if he had to. I think she knows that too. Or be Lennon. And she chose to be Lennon. And that's something that she has to do and has to stick with. I like that. I don't like the character, because I really don't, because she's makes stupid ass decisions, but she's getting better at being Lennon. You know what I'm saying? In these moments, like kissing Margot. Again, back to the cliffhanger. What the fuck are we doing?
At this point, like he said, I would probably give up on this show. I really want to, but I've got to see who the fucking killer is.
I told him I don't want to watch the show anymore.
No,
I don't. Like, it's just all over the place. This scene in particular is the worst about it. They have these drug-on scenes that don't mean anything. Like the Bruce and Carla episode of Clara. In what context does that fucking matter? What are they talking about?
And I'm sure they're going to explain it either in the next episode or the episode after that. But it's just so, like, out of nowhere. Like, you're just throwing things there. And again, I could have gone without it. I didn't need it. You know what I mean? I really did not need it at all.
I'm with you. There's two possibilities now. Either the reveal is shown at the very end and we're like, oh, well, we kind of expected that. Or it's like, holy fucking shit. That was fucking dope.
Oh my God, it's Ben Willis.
But it's so good that we're going to let everything else slide, right?
It has to
It's happened before.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You're building us up for that. It has to happen. Like, at this point, if the reveal is not like a top tier reveal, you failed. Like, because you're throwing way too much out that you could have saved for later. And I get it, it's a TV show, so you got to pace it at different paces, but you're just not doing it right for me.
The show has really good fucking bones. It's got a good structure. It's got so much potential, but right now you're just fucking throwing it in the garbage.
That's it for this episode. We're going to review episode 5 as bad as we fucking hate it. Whenever we get to it, we really appreciate y'all for watching this. If you're sticking through this show, hats off to you, bro. Thank y'all for watching our review. We really appreciate y'all. Until next time, deuces.
Adios.
Let me tell you how it's about to go. Let me show you the towel you're about to throw. This is hip-hop, try to run in our house, we'll knock your ass straight out the door. I'm the enemy's epitome, the fantasy, my tendency to mentally give your career the death penalty. I instantly advise you to match my intensity, try to fit my brain like Jackie Kennedy. I'm so tired of the why not, tired of putting MCs in a pine box. You motherfuckers couldn't even hit me in my blind.